Joining us now here at the Cranbrook Tennis Classic, the next man through to round two of the singles draw, and an old friend of ours here at Cracked Racquets, the current world number 163, Lee Tu. Lee, it is always good to see you, my friend. Congratulations on the three-set victory. Talk me through today's match. I know only one break of serve in that opening set. Talk to me about your level, how you were ultimately able to prevail.
Yeah, it's my first match since Wimbledon qualies, first match in the States, and I knew I had a tough opponent in Kotzen, and he made a final last week, so I knew it wouldn't be easy for me. I just thought, at the start, I was serving great. I just had one sloppy service game, but he was serving good, and I was struggling to find the returns a little bit, just with the bounce and with his height and the bounce and everything. And I just thought as the match went on, I was like, just keep applying pressure, keep trying to problem solve, and just try and control your attitude and just do your best. And I was lucky I was able to come up with some big serves at 30-old juice, some big moments, and that really saved me. And just lucky to get through, and we'll hopefully keep playing better as the tournament goes on.
No, it was an impressive performance, and when you're facing someone like Nick, who, as you mentioned, he's got the big serve, you're not sure how many balls you're going to touch in a given service game. What do you have to do to sustain your rhythm? What allows you to focus on your own game, your own execution in a moment like that?
Yeah, look, I think a lot of it is just trying to be patient, trying to maybe try and see cues on the serve or just take some lucky guesses and, and hope at a 30-15 or a 40-30, 30-40 that, you just sort of pick the right way on a first serve. I think, I just got a little bit lucky there in the third set to get the break off the smash that hit the net tape. I think that it's just trying to be patient, control what you can control. If he hits a serve that's, on the line, then you kind of just say too good. And then just be ready, to hit the returns that miss the spot by, a foot or a meter to kind of get those back in court. So, it's just trying to be patient, hopefully get some second serves.
No, I thought you did that well today. There were a couple of one-handers on the rise that were just classic, just typical Lee Tu at his best. So it's why it's always a pleasure to watch you compete. And certainly this year, following you from afar, you've kind of been across levels, right? Some ATP, some challenger level play. How would you evaluate your season to date? Obviously, a big win here today to start off this summer hard court stretch. But what's led to your scheduling decisions?
Yeah, look, just trying to play where I feel really comfortable. I feel like I've done this circuit for 2-3 years now, where I sort of know a lot of the swings. I had a bit of a rough patch in the middle of the year. And doing those Asia challenges, so I don't think I'm going to do that next year.
Okay.
I did poorly there last year, and this year I was like, you know what, let's give it another crack. And it didn't go so well, so I think I've voodooed that one for next year. So but always just trying to feel wherever's comfortable, where you like, and I love Bloomfield Hills. They do such a great job here. They really look after the players, David and Alex, and everyone here is terrific. So. Yeah, always a tournament that I try and look for if I can. Last year it didn't really work because I think it was like straight after Wimbledon qualies, and I was pretty keen to get home. So, but this year there was a bit more time, so I could come and play it.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you coming. We like having you here as well. And everyone's been saying these courts are playing relatively quick. I'm curious if that's your read on them as well. For what it's worth, I grew up about 20 minutes from here. These courts notoriously slow in the area, but I'm curious by professional standards how it's playing out there.
Definitely not quick. I don't know what those guys are smoking, but I think that coming from Australia, playing in Asia and stuff, like definitely not quick. Maybe quick compared to some. I know some US college courts can be really slow and really bouncy. I guess they're faster than that, but no. I mean, I'd say they're playing medium to slow, like medium to slow. Definitely nothing quick. I mean, I think the people that said it quick haven't played on the Asia floorboard, so
Moving a little slower here and here, no doubt about that.
Definitely.
And looking through your schedule, you mentioned a little bit of a slump midway through the year. Just not a ton of clay courts on your resume. Is that something that's intentional by you? It sounds like.
Yeah, no, it is intentional. But I think I'm actually capable to play on clay. So I think that I lost this year. I only played Roland Garros and. I lost 5 in the first round, and then the guy ended up qualifying, and so I think I'm definitely more than capable to play on clay. So that's probably something I'm going to look into next year, to be honest. So that Asia swing, I might look to go to the clay early and get a better prep in. So my coaches, my team think that I can play on clay. They encourage me to play on it. So yeah, I think I'll look at doing that next year.
I love your coach here with you this week. He gets fired up, and that's got to be half the fun. But I know I have some sources on the grounds. People have been talking, and I hear some very good news on the non-tennis front. You're expecting your first kid. Congratulations, my friend. That's so awesome to hear. Talk me through what that means to you. How you will adjust moving forward.
Yeah, I'm just so excited. Yeah, thanks. And it's going to be my last swing before. Yeah, I'll have a baby. So, this is I'm really looking for the next 5 weeks because I also know that once I do that, I'll get to shut it down for a little bit and do some life things, which doesn't really happen as a tennis player. And I'm looking forward to being home for 6, 7 weeks, which has been unheard of. Since I've started playing again. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And I think my wife and we will just navigate it. And she knows that. After the baby's born, that I've got to get back out there and do my job. So, yeah, but I'm just really looking forward to it. I think it's only going to, add to meaning and, purpose to my tennis. So, yeah.
Do we know boy or girl?
Girl. There you go.
Congratulations, my friend. Very, very cool. Then my last 2 questions for you before I let you go. We're just checking with everyone. I'm curious the equipment status, where everyone's at right now. What is your string tension? What string are you playing with nowadays?
So I'm playing with 4G Rough 125, and I'm stringing about 43 pounds. And I haven't gone above 44, and I've gone down to 36, 38. So yeah, it just depends on the conditions.
All that says is you're a lot stronger and much better racket speed than me. I'm still like 57, 56. It's crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah, you're too strong.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
More control.
Nowhere near a first kid. Not strong enough. You've got that dad strength now. No, my last question for you, and it's a big one, so I apologize for putting you on the spot, but we talk so often about growing the game, and I'm curious what you think is one thing we in the media could do better to help facilitate that. What's also one thing you think players could do better to help facilitate that as well?
Wow.
Not an easy one. I got to come with the heavy hitters here.
I mean, to be honest, I haven't given that much thought, but I think, when I was back home, I did a talk. I did a talk, my very first one, and it was my initiative. I told my trainer that, I actually love to get a talk going, and just invite a lot of the juniors here in the sport, people aspiring, and, just try and give back a little bit. Because I just think that a lot of tennis players, I guess it's all about me, and I get it. Everyone's busy, everyone's on the grind and doing that, and I think it's up to the players sometimes to try and give back or where they can to the community, and how do we grow the game? I mean, that's a great question. Like I think Bloomfield do a really good job here of getting sponsors out, really trying to get the community out. So you know what?
I like that. Do you think it's more individual than broad-based, like it's on each community, as opposed to maybe one over generalization or sweeping thing?
Yeah, like we're one of the most globally watched sports, and I think that if we can really at the club level, like really try and increase participation there, because we're losing to pickleball at the moment, like we're getting destroyed. So I mean, I feel like if we can try and really try and get the clubs going, and because even in Adelaide, like. Yeah, I feel like the club participation, I think it's going down, and I think that we've really got to try and just at the club level really try and get the participation going and inspire those kids to play tennis.
I just call pickleball geriatric tennis. Ping pong with a little movement, but no. Well, I appreciate your thoughtful answer. I always appreciate the opportunity to chat, my friend. Lee, too, threw it around too. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, Al.
Yep.